Forgive me, Seventh. I couldn't.
I'll free you, and you must run right away. I failed to stop him.
Kawaki, what have you done?
Boruto, what have you done? Father, forgive me.
Kawaki, I told you we need to repeat the key event that created this world. That's exactly what I did.
Momoshiki, have you taken over my son's body?
No, Father. It's me. This world is nothing but an illusion, and I'm setting us free.
Many fans of the anime Naruto don't want to believe that the events they're watching are actually happening. This is all because their favorite characters have become weaker. But what if I told you that the entire world of Naruto might be just an illusion? And I don't just mean that the Boruto anime is infinite Tsukuyomi, I mean the entire Naruto universe. And how could code from Boruto turn out to be the most important part of the work? Enjoy watching. A long time ago, I made a theory that Boruto is merely Madara's Tsukuyomi. Even then, I noticed similarities between Tsukuyomi and the Matrix, where cyborgs rule the world and keep humanity in an eternal sleep, using people as an energy source. What does the Divine Tree do? The same thing. It absorbs people and uses them as energy to create the fruit. In an interview, the authors of Boruto confirmed my suspicion that Ikamoto is a fan of the Matrix and said that he was inspired by the story when creating the manga. In a recent manga chapter, there was even a similar scene where Boruto, at incredible speed, flew past Kawaki to save Himawari. This scene reminded me of Neo, who also rushed in to save his loved one. But the most interesting detail is Shibai. Shibai is an Otsutsuki who consumed the divine fruit repeatedly until he became a god, and then his soul simply left his body. Boruto is now moving towards technology and constantly has plot holes, but all these questions could be explained if everything in the world is just a simulation, and certain people, such as the Otsutsuki, know this, but more on them later. In Naruto, we were shown an interesting ability, the infinite Tsukuyomi, from which escape seemed impossible. However, in Boruto, a technique called omnipotence was introduced, which doesn't work on certain people and Otsutsuki. This suggests there's a good chance that those under the influence of the infinite Tsukuyomi could also realize they're under a technique's influence, much like with omnipotence. If so, there could be a way out of Tsukuyomi. But how? Returning to Ikamoto's inspiration from the Matrix, let's imagine that the entire Naruto world is a simulation, and that the Otsutsuki clan members are people aware they're in it. The entire universe consists of code. If one creates a 10 tails that absorbs the code of all living beings on Earth, even those who ever existed, and continue to do so constantly, sooner or later a person absorbing the divine fruit might be recognized by the system as a virus, as their original code would change and become more complex. To protect itself, the system would eject the entity considered a virus. This, according to Momoshiki, is why the Otsutsuki moved to another dimension. Even karma resembles a code that rewrites a person's structure to its own. This suggests that the whole Naruto world could be a simulation, with only the Otsutsuki aware of it and trying to escape. For them, absorbing people is a natural process, since most entities in this simulation may not even be complete people, and Shibai, who achieved godhood, was simply a virus that woke up in the real world. Another intriguing ability is one that lets one see the future. This technique was Shibai's, now it belongs to Kashin Koji, but what's interesting is how this technique looks visually. Film. The user of this power observes everything through film. The future appears like a code that has written possible outcomes, but only a character's choice determines which path will be taken. This visualization strongly resembles a game where you follow a storyline and then resave to make another choice. Then you can view these options on your computer, to be precise, through a film reel. This also applies to Ida's technique, which also belonged to Shibai. She watches everyone like an audience, just as we do. Digging deeper, her technique resembles an admin's ability to observe anyone on a server without being visible to them. Her younger brother, similarly, has complete invulnerability, just like an admin on a server who can't be harmed. All these powers trace back to Shibai, who escaped the system, leaving his body like viral code from which fragments can be passed on. This is why Amato is so fascinated by this power. Even Boruto's ability to fly resembles Neo, who could fly after realizing he was in a matrix. In the anime, Boruto's flight stems from his Otsutsuki genes, which are the uniqueness of this world. But this is if we delve into the technological process and imagine that the anime Boruto decided to copy the Matrix completely. But let's not stray too far from the canon and imagine someone used the infinite Tsukuyomi long ago. Maybe it was the beloved Madara or someone else. It doesn't matter. Under this technique, there were those who who understood what was happening, much like with omnipotence. They decided to repeat the same process with the code and become a virus to the tree. Infinite Tsukuyomi wraps a person in a cocoon and drains chakra from them. If someone under this technique begins doing what the Otsutsuki do, their DNA starts to change. Eventually, they might start draining chakra from the tree itself, becoming a parasite that devours the tree. And what are the Otsutsuki called? Parasites. To survive, the tree would discard the cocoon holding the person as their genes begin harming the tree. The Otsutsuki can do this, which could explain why their souls transfer to another realm upon achieving divine form. Knowing that the authors enjoy drawing inspiration, there's a strong possibility that characters who attain divinity simply awaken in their real world, where they were either put in a simulation due to technological advancement or are under infinite Tsukuyomi. This means there's a strong chance that the world of Naruto was plunged into infinite Tsukuyomi around the time of Kaguya's appearance, either by her or Madara. I'm sure many would prefer it if Madara was responsible, and the Otsutsuki's appearance is just people who figured out how to escape Tsukuyomi. We're waiting for the authors to reveal everything. It'll be interesting to see where Otsutsuki's souls go after they become gods, and whether Boruto is just a simulation or a genjutsu. It would also be ironic if Code turned out to be a reference to everything happening in the anime, as his name means code. He could be a program code. This character is important for a reason, even though he isn't significant in the plot. I would like to ask for your help. I've already mentioned that my computer is broken, and I need money to repair it. I'm struggling financially, so I'd like to reach out to those who can support me with a donation. I will leave the donation link in the description and in a pinned comment under the video. If I can't repair my PC, I won't be able to make videos. I'm not forcing anyone. I'm simply asking for help. I hope for your understanding and support. I look forward to discussing this in the comments. I'd be happy if you subscribe to the channel and like the video. Good luck to everyone.